What up, base heads? This is your boy, OG Sodda Pop Kid, the OG. Always coming to you direct, unless I'm coming to you live and direct. I'm just coming to you direct, I'm not live. But anyway, this is another base head video, little tutorial, base head stories as I call it. You know, just chopping it up with you guys. Just came back from the mechanic. Your neighborhood mechanic, owner Ben Hank. I even gave him a demo, which I am going to post up shortly. He wanted to sit in the car right in the garage and get a demo, so I gave him a demo, pretty nice demo, 8-minute demo, a little over 8 minutes, you know what I mean? Let him see what it sounded like in the car. He never heard it. He never sat in my car and heard it before. I mean, he knew. Well, he watches my videos, he knows what I'm about, but he never sat in it himself. Alright, just to make that clear. And I'm going to chop it up with y'all today about some things, man. First of all, there's always a learning process, man. Okay? We should be able to agree to disagree about a lot of things and not become enemies over something stupid. Like, you know, sports. There's people that's enemies over sports because of one person like this basketball player, football player, hockey, soccer, or golf player or team, and the other person likes the other team, and they get into an argument over, you know what I mean, who they think the GOAT is, or who's the best, or what team is better, and you shouldn't get you shouldn't get into no arguments over something stupid. That's actually stupid, because one, none of them players are paying none of your bills. Neither do they care about any of you. They care about themselves and their family, man. Period. Actors and all. Movies, you know, actors, rappers, singers. They don't care about nobody. They're worrying about themselves. They pay their own bills. They buy their own clothes. They don't buy nothing for you. And there's people out there that's actually gotten murdered or killed or put in the hospital over some stupid argument. And now, I just moved out to car audio. Opinions is like assholes. We all have one. I hope most of you young bucks are learning that. It's just an opinion. Opinions don't mean anything. It's how I feel about a certain thing or person. My own thoughts. You know what I mean? And I don't take it to the extreme where, you know what I mean, I want to get mad at somebody and get into it with them because of how I feel about a basketball player or an actor or a subwoofer or an amplifier. You know what I mean? That's the first thing I'm going to say. Secondly, is I can't stand a person that has a God complex. Okay, you know what a God complex is? They think they are God. They think that everything they say and do is supposed to be their way. And that's like the pretty much the last word they're going to have. You can't make it rain or snow. You can't make the days change. Okay, you can't make it night or day. You didn't create anything. Alright, you can't make decisions, you're not God. You're not God. For those of you that has a God complex, you're not even God over your own life. You can't even God yourself a job. There's some people that can't even find a job. If you were God, you can just make things happen the way you wanted it to happen anytime you wanted it to happen. Just so you know, I can't stand people that have a God complex. You know what I mean? Like, especially when it comes to my life and my decisions and what I like to wear and what I like to do and where I like to go and what cars I like to drive, yada, 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 yada. Your opinions mean nothing to me, man. And, you know, for some of you base heads that follows me and so on and so forth, I'm not technically worried about what the people say. I just like to fire back at people, man, because I feel they deserve to get their feelings hurt. You know what I mean? I just like to let them know that I don't give a damn about what they think or how they think or what they think I should be running and all that. I don't care about any of that. And I like to fire back at them. You know what I mean? Because if they want to be, you know, dicks and, you know what I mean, make opinions and come up on people's posts, on another grown man's post, hating on another grown man's naked, you know what that make you? Huh? Yeah, about, you know, what they're running in their cars and all of that, or what they're driving and all of that, man. Buy it for them then. If you like a certain sub or a certain amp, buy it for them. And if they're running 20 of them, then buy all 24 of them for them. And then you can tell them how to do their build, and they can do it just the way you want it. And just let's see what it does on the meter then after that. Or see what it does street beating or demoing after all of that. And you know what I mean? People kill me, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not technically worried about them. I just want to fire back at you. And some of them I do ignore. So lately I have been hitting that block button, especially on YouTube, the hide button or the mute button, because cats has been coming up. Now I've been getting some pretty good views on my my demos and videos and stuff like that, you know. But you know, out of all the views that you get, there's always like at least 2 haters, at least 2. You know, that's going to come up on there and say something smart. And a few of them I found out that's not even bass heads at all. They don't, you know, do what we do. And they just wanted something to say, like, you know. So I had a couple videos where I was getting pretty good, decent amount of views. And this one dude came up on 2 videos. Now the videos he came up on were the one when I showed how many watts I got out of the slaps. When I said I got 7,672 watts out of the slaps, he came up on some, said something on that. And then the one where I said I got the most power out of these Stetsons Bravo bass flex impedance AKs. He came up on that, man. So you know what I usually do when I get a hater? If it's on Facebook, then I'll go on their page and look around their page and see what they do. See what's on their page. See what they're into. See if they're a bass head. I do the same thing on YouTube. So I went up on his channel and seen that he only had like 10 videos of nothing but pizza and gaming. No car audio, anything. So he said some, you know, he came in and did some straight hate, and he didn't say anything. He just posted emojis, hating emojis. One was a clown's face and dog shit, okay? So that's what he meant, clown shit. And then the next one, he posted a picture of someone throwing something in the trash. And I knew what they meant. So then I went on his page, because I was going to go at him. Sometimes I like going at cats just so I can cuss them out and call them all kinds of names. Nasty, dirty, filthy, grimy names too. But I remember the last person that I went at on there, I had posted up a tutorial in my barbershop and how I run my business, and that I'm not tolerating disrespectful, dishonorable, narcissistic people in my barbershop anymore. And he was the only one that actually commented on it at all. This guy comes up and he says, "You're passive aggressive." No, I'm not passive aggressive. When I'm mad, you'll know I'm mad. When I'm not, then I'm not. And my voice, my tone of voice and all that, this is the voice that God gave me, this voice. He gave me this height. He gave me my looks. He gave me my voice. He gave it to me. I didn't ask for it. So it is what I is. So I mean, it is what it is. So I do have a raspy voice. I do have a loud voice. I do have a grown man's voice. It's a grown man's voice. I probably sound like me and nobody else sound like me. I like being unique. I don't like being a clone. I mentioned this. So it is what it is. So sometimes I may sound mad and I'm not mad. And my voice raises up when I'm excited. When I get excited, I get loud. I don't like whisper. I talk loud all the time. That doesn't mean I'm mad. You know what I mean? This guy come on there and says, "You're passive aggressive." And he went on to say some other things. And I was like, "Dude, you don't know me. You don't know me, bro. You don't know me." You know what I mean? I was like, "And you probably don't know what passive aggressive even is." I was like, "Let me give you an example of what passive aggressive is." So I started typing in capital letters. I was like, "Now, that's me being mad." I was like, "But I'm not mad." So 2 hours later, he decided he was going to keep going and come up on there and say some other stuff. You know what I mean? Like acting like he was a psychiatrist or something. "Let me help you." I was like, "Man, I would really like to jump through this doggone computer, dude. And then you can help me then." But what I did, I let him say what he was going to say, and then I said some real dirty, nasty, grimy stuff. I said some things to him, dude, and I went to post it, and I guess YouTube saw what I was about to do, and they were like, be courteous and kind to, you know what I mean? They was like, do you want us to post this anyway? And I knew that he was setting me up. He was setting me up so he can turn right around and complain, put up a complaint. I knew what he was doing. You know what I mean? I was like, man, you dudes ain't got nothing better to do, nothing else better to do, dude, but sit behind a keyboard and play with people. And I was like, what goes around comes around, dude. I was like, y'all just don't know what goes around comes around. You know what I mean? That same thing's going to happen. It's going to happen way worse. I just blocked it. I found out, I went on YouTube and found out how to block somebody on YouTube and get rid of them. And so I found out, so I was like, I ain't going to say nothing to you. Bye. Blink, bye, gone. Now, talk to your hand, talk to your butthole, talk to your own balls. You ain't got nothing, you're lonely over there, you're lonely. I just let him go. And the same thing I did with this other guy, I didn't even say nothing to him. I was like, goodbye, blink, bye, see you. Take you and your opinions with no sound system, no proof and no scores or nothing on your YouTube channel and get the hell out of here. Scram, beat it. You know what I mean? So that was that. So like I said, that's what I'm doing. Now some people, I like to go after them. I like to go after some people. I do. I like to do the back and forth like them and just say dirty stuff. You know what I mean? And when I seen the game in here, I was like, oh, that figures. I was like, but what would make him come up on my video and say anything? He doesn't bass. He doesn't do any of that. How'd you even find me? Circus clown. You know, Barnum and Bailey circus ass clown. Bozo big top ass. You know what I mean? How do you even find me? You know what I mean? So, you know, with that being said, I just hit the block button. Period, man. So it ain't like I'm worried about the haters. Yeah, I will keep on basing. I will keep doing exactly what I do regardless. And how I do it. Right in front of them. Shoot, I'll spread my cheeks and let you get a damn whiff. That's probably what some of y'all want to whiff. As a matter of fact, I'll let you get a whiff to the point where you'll smell everything I ate when I was 3 years old. Maybe that'll make you happy. How about that? So let's keep this going. So I went and got some bass therapy, and I got the bass therapy when I gave the demo to the owner of your neighborhood mechanic, Ben Hank. He wanted to sit in there, and I got all the bass therapy I needed. After that, I just brought it back to the garage. I was going to take a drive. I was like, I don't need a drive now. I bass therapy myself by giving him a demo. You know, and then when I give demos, it ain't about tapping people out. It's just nice to be able to. And I know that those 4th orders and 6th order bandpass bills are mostly the bills that can tap somebody out because it blows wind as well as being loud. So it does 2 or 3 or 4 things at one time. You know what I mean? Why don't you do a 4th or 6th order bill, Sodda? Because it ain't that I don't like them. I like them. I'm sad at them. If I got a more square vehicle like a truck or something, I might consider it. But not in this car. I mean, I could probably do 315s in the 4th order or 6th order in here, but I can't do 812s in it. I don't, because my chamber is just weirdly made, y'all. Y'all think this is just a square chamber. It's not a square chamber. I'm gonna draw it with my hands, man. You know, this chamber is like, from the top, from front to back, 30 inches. Then it comes down so many inches. And then it goes over about 5 inches. And then it slants down like this. And then from the bottom, from front to back, is only 17 inches. Let me repeat that. 30 inches, front to back to top. 30 inches over. So many inches down. 5 inches over. Then it slants down to the bottom. And then from front to back, at the bottom, 17 inches. That's how it looks from the side of it if I was to draw it. And it's 36.5 inches tall in the middle. Well, I'll just say 37 inches tall in the middle from top to bottom. But then when you go off to the sides of the front of it, it slants down a little bit like that. So it may be an inch, maybe an 1.5 inch slant from side to side. And then from the front, it does weird stuff. From the front, from the sides, it goes like this. It goes. You know what I mean? So from side to side on the top, it's like 49 inches, and it goes to like 60 inches when it does that, and it goes to like 58 inches when it goes down to the bottom across, bro. So it's kind of a weird chamber. I'm surprised I can even fit 812s in it. With a side port. I'm thinking about going back to a top port because it doesn't make a difference. It's still going to do the same numbers. Now I done had these conversations with bass heads for years. A side port's louder, a parking pound, and all of that. And some or most builds, or some builds probably. In this build, I've had top ports and side ports galore, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. When I ran my mofos, I had 812s with a top port. I was doing 153.7. Then I went to 612s with a side port, 153.7. I mean, it was with lesser subs. It was 2 less subs and 2 less amps. And it still did a 153.7. Still. You know what I mean? Parking pounds is the same. All right, with the HDs, top port, 812s. Side port, 812s. Parking pound and SPL scores are the same. All right, and the only difference is with a top port, it seems like the demos are more devious. For when the speakers go all the way across the port, I get more port area with a top port. The port is more, I get like 268 square inches of port area, plus I can make it 20 inches deep. With the side, it's like 220 something square inches, and the port is only 17 and a half inch deep. You see the difference? So the demos are going to be different. You know what I mean? And the score is the same, man. So that's all I can tell y'all, man. I've had this car since 1998, dude. All right, now, a 4th order or a 6th order band pass, like I said, 315s may work. I'd be surprised if 415s work. Yeah, it because of it, it's probably going to sound a lot different. Probably do blow wind and do air tricks, probably. But I never built a 4th order or 6th order band pass. Now, I know guys, this is one guy that was drawing all these designs for people, but then when I showed him the inside of my box and gave him the dimensions, you know what? He disappeared. Why? Because he probably only can build them if the box is technically square. He disappeared. He was out. He was out of here. You know what I mean? So, it would all be trial and error, basically. Or maybe I can get 612s in a 6 or 4th order, maybe. And I know it probably would still be loud and, and all this, that, and the other, but like I do flat walls pretty much. And even if I had something big, I would try to stack as many speakers as I can in a flat wall before anything else. You know what I mean? Or if I decided to build my Equinox out there, I would do a no wall in there first. And probably take and put all 8 of the 12s in there in a no wall first. I'll probably do that first and see what numbers I would do. And then go on from there to doing a flat wall, probably. Now, if I got the scores that I liked in a no wall, I probably would leave it like that. One, because I can exchange it out easy. You know what I mean? So, if I ever did do that Equinox, I've always looked around that Equinox and thought about it. I got less than 1 year left on paying on it. And I didn't want to try to do anything in it until I was done paying it off. Like I was thinking I'd be looking around it when I'm driving and looking at how I would do this and how I would do that. And I know it would be louder because it's a smaller vehicle. I know it would be loud. I probably would do 65s in that, no matter what I did. Because it's a different kind of vehicle. The dash is different. It has a deeper kick panel. The kick panel's super deep. And I was looking around it and I was like, thoughts. Y'all can pretty much comment on that one. I thought about it. I'm thinking about it, but nevertheless. My goals in this car is not to do a 70. That's not my goal, to do a 70. I was going to retire. I told y'all that at 150 dB. I was going to retire when I got that finally. And the goal I'm having right now is basically to do like a 63 mid to high 63s, to beat myself. The highest I did was a 62.03. And that's with the HDs. Of course, if I throw the HDs in here again, I will get 62s out of them. But, and my parking pounds, I didn't tell y'all that when I was having problems one time with my my distributor, with the ignition coil and the control module, back when I first got the MD8Ks, I got all HD V2 D1s, and I had a top port, and it was like 90 degrees outside that day, and we had a contest out Team Nuts, and I showed up out there, and I did a burp. Now I was doing 62s as long as I was at the house, and it was at nighttime as well. All right, then it was hot the next day, and then I went out to the contest, and I did a 161.89 or something like 88 or something like that, and the car shut off. It shut off after the burp, completely off. And it wouldn't start up. So we pushed it out of the lanes. And I knew what it was when it wouldn't start, but it was cranking. I was like, oh, that sounds like an ignition coil or the control module. I had this happen before. Advanced Auto Parts was right across the street, ran across the street, got a control module, ignition coil. A couple guys helped me throw it in real quick. Boom, car fired up, went back in the lane, and burped again. Car shut off. Same thing. I had something grounding out and didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was going on. Well, make a long story short, we threw another coil in there and control module, and they was like, Sodda, do parking pound without your car on, bro, so you don't burn it out again. So I did parking pound, full tilt, without the car running, with the C-Max and all that in there, and still did a 135. We were 135 with the car not even running at all. Once again, parking pound with the car not running at all. Still knocked out a 135. The same thing I would have did with it running. Yeah, okay. So let's keep this going. So, the highest score that I've ever did in parking pound was a 136, and I did that with 4 intense 15s in a walled off with a side port, with a bigger port, with, what was I running? What was I running on them intensities? 2 1100.1s. Okay, I did 136.2, but every time I did it, I heard a sub. Alright, so that's the highest I ever did with only 4 15s. Granted, I got a lot more power in here now, so, I'll probably smoke something. So anyway, other than that, I've, won states with 35s and almost a 36. Alright, well anyway, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. No big deal. But, my goal is to at least do 63s. You know what I mean? And then from there, with this car, I probably won't try to go no further with it unless I get a whole new vehicle. A bigger vehicle, more square vehicle, so I can do more. You know what I mean? Because granted, if this box was 30 inches from front to back on the top and bottom, I think I would have about 26 cubic foot probably. You know what I mean? And then, it would sound a lot different. It would hit a lot lower. Even though it is tuned to 34 and some change, is what it's tuned to. I just say 35. It would hit a lot lower. It definitely would hit a lot lower. So, the chambers is awkward, but it's 22.5 cubes, anywhere from 22.5 cubic foot in there to 23 cubic foot. So technically, each sub after displacement is seeing about 2.1 maybe cubes each. A lot of people tell me that's perfect, but keep in mind I have 4 18s in the same chamber. And when it was all over, said and done, it was in 4.8 cubic foot apiece after all the displacement. And they still sound good. Granted, if they were in 6 to 8 cubic foot, they would have played a whole lot lower and they might have blew a lot of wind. So That's just what it is. It sounds good in there, man. Ben Hank will tell you. Everybody that sat in my car has said the sound quality. It's like I can hear all the words and all that, man. I love this thing, man. It's clean, clean, clean. Like I say about poppers, when they be out there popping and just moving their arms in any direction that's doing any old thing that's dirty. About your moves being clean, clean. They be like, it's clean. It sounds super clean, bro. And they end up liking it and they don't get tapped out. You know, it ain't all about tapping people out, but I be attempting when people are new. I know it's hard to tap out a bass head. But they end up liking it. You be hearing them when they get out, man, I love it, man, it sounds great. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm concerned about. It ain't so much I'm tapping. I've been saying this for years. But you know, that's the new thing now, tapping out and blowing wind and being windy. And the first person I ever seen be windy was Alma Gates. I've seen it with my own eyes out in Newcastle. You know, that's the first time I started seeing hair being blown in the air and all of that with her. You know, now everybody made it a commodity, so I get it. No big deal. No big deal. It's cool. It's good. You know what I mean? And this car's been through a lot, too. I talked with another bass head about all the sound pressure and pounding and burping and all of that, and the car's still in one piece. My doors ain't ripping, all of that stuff, man. And you know, I've seen people rip up their doors, rip up their quarter panels. You know what I mean? Rip stuff all up, rip the windows off, the mirrors and windows and the dash all up. And I've never had those problems with this car. It's an old school car. So the car's made out of mostly metal anyway. You know what I mean? So, you know, me and the bass head was talking about that. Some dude came up on YouTube with something good to say. He's like, yo, man, I know what you're going through. You know, and he started talking about what he was doing. He was like, yeah, man. He's like, you know, I tore my whole car up and all that demo. And he's like, your car, you know, your car is pretty solid and yada, yada, yada. Okay. But once again, I'm about to be done with this. I try to do only 30 minutes because on Facebook, the sound will go out after so long. Unless I make it especially for YouTube. Like I said, I'm going to be getting rid of the... Y'all, a lot of y'all going to be like, man, you just got them. I know I just got the speakers and stuff. I'm not getting rid of these, though. But I know I just got the speakers and all of that, man. And I already told y'all I went for another speaker. But I got to try the X-Maxes out. I got to hear how they sound. I like them for demoing and riding up and down the street. I do that. I do. But they didn't give me the numbers that I wanted. I had high expectations. Harvard, Yale, and Princeton vocabulary. I had high expectations since they do more power than the AZs. I be thinking because they do more power, it has a bigger, half of a size bigger coil, that it should do bigger numbers, and I see that it's always not like that. And I knew I would have did great with what I was after. So, I want to get subs that does both SPL and demoing, and that's what I'm going to do, whether I sell the speakers or not. But I don't need y'all to be coming at me with crackhead deals, bro. And that's something I wanted to mention too, man. Castle Window Shop. I throw up a price. I'll knock $200 and $300 and all that stuff off of stuff that I only use once or twice, which still makes it new. And then I'll go and post it up, man, and cats will sit around and lollygag, and then somebody or more people come at me and say, yo, if I buy everything, could I get it for this? And it's some crackhead BS, bro. You know what I mean? And some of them don't be window shopping. They be seeing what I'm going to say. And I be like, man, quit window shopping and playing, bro. Because if I say yeah, all you're doing is see if I'm going to say yeah or not. If I say yeah, you're testing me. I was like, what? I mean, then buy it then. Then buy it. Buy it. I'd be like, you want to buy it? Before I answer, I mean. I'd be like, man, quit window shopping and playing with me, man. Quit playing with me. Tricks are for kids, silly rabbit. Quit playing. I know what y'all doing. trying to see if I'll come down. And I technically will. You know what I mean? I technically will in certain circumstances. Like, if somebody said, man, well, if I buy 8 and what they say makes sense, I'll probably be like, yeah, all right, but you're paying the shipping. You know what I mean? That's what the subs and ads. Or if they say, but when they come and say, you know, and some people be disappointing me, and I'm going to end up blocking y'all. Some of y'all I'm cool with, and y'all be playing. Because that's all you do is lowball. And you come and be like, yo, man, can I get all 8 of them for like $200 a piece? And amps, I'll be like, man, no, dude. No, you can't. Don't ask me no nonsense like that again. No, the answer's no. Like, I'm not desperate. But I knocked $90 off of each amp, bro. And the subs. Okay, for the subs, I'll probably get rid of them for $300 picked up. And, like, to ship them, you're going to pay, damn near pay what they weigh. That's what they go off of. You know what I mean? Well, if I buy all 8 of them, then I'll come at you with a deal. But it ain't going to be no ridiculous, dumbfounded deal. You know, I may come at you and say, man, you can get them for this much, but you're going to pay for shipping or come get them. You know what I mean? And they're still new. They're new. They got played a couple of times. They're new. They just didn't give me the numbers that I want. And I notice that some people, what they do is they'll watch and see what I do. And if they figure if he don't like them, I won't like them. No, that's not it either. That's not it either. Could be in a monkey see, monkey do. It ain't that I don't like them. It's just that I was trying to get 63s and thought they would do it. That's all. So I'm going to be getting up off of here so y'all can hear this whole video when I post it. It's your boy, the OG Sodda Pop Kid, coming to you direct here in, well, it's my garage since I'm renting it out here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and feel free to comment. Peace.